What's up, guys? SpecsTar here with the finals battle of Cell going up against Deiv. He challenged and we're just about to accept it. So here we're gonna see there's no crest, which is interesting. I'm just gonna drop a GLHF to him. We're definitely gonna see Suicune, which is not a surprise at all. See a Scavalier and Scrafty, which is a bit of a surprise. Rotom, which I'm expecting to be Specs, most likely for my Slowbro. We see overall a pretty slow team, which is pretty good for Buzzwole. I think here a pretty good lead for me is Zapdos. He doesn't have too much for it. It looks real good against him. And I did a team builder video, but I can just go over it quickly here. I've got a specially defensive Zapdos, Titanium Z 4 attack Buzzwole, Combine Slowbro, Choice Band Kyurem Black with Facade, Subseed Celesteela, and a Fast Taunt Umbreon. So we're going to see Scrafty as his lead. And here I just want to take my opportunity to go into Buzzwole, because there's not really much Scrafty can do for Buzzwole. And I'm going to be able to hit something hard, regardless of what he wants to do. So we'll see what he's going to do. And there he goes, he's saying hello to the viewers. Maybe even viewer. We could see him throw off an Ice Punch or Dragon Dance, or we could even just try to see him switch out, thinking he doesn't have much for Zapdos. And he's going to find out right here that it's a Z Buzzwole, because that knockoff is not going to knock anything off. And here I think I'm just going to throw off a Superpower Warning to save the Z move for Suicune. And something's going to get hit hard, even if he goes into his only resist and Charizard. That's probably going to take a lot, because Buzzwole's got 414 attack, and that is a powerful move. He might take some time here to think about that. Oh, he's going to go right into Charizard. Okay, and that's why we've got this Slowbro set we have built for this Charizard, and I'm just going to go right into it. It's pretty safe for me. And here we're going to see him just roost off the damage. That's fine. I think I just want to throw off a Psyshock in case he tries to go into Rotom. But you know what? I probably, being the smart player I am, I should probably try and calc Buzzwole's damage and find out if his Charizard has any sort of bulk investment. Its superpower is doing more than the calc is showing, and I'm slightly confused by that. Yeah, I'm not really sure why. I'm probably missing something that you guys can point out, but oh well. Here I'm just going to throw off a Psyshock. And he's going to go into Scavalier, and that's fine again. That's what our Zapdos is built for. It could be a little bit annoying if he has Toxic. I could also go into Celesteela and try to get my sub up. So I think I'm going to go Zapdos because I don't want Celesteela to get knocked off, and that's a real possibility here. Overall, it's my safest move. I should probably calc a Scavalier and hopefully have less issues this time. Slowbro. We're just going to be real safe here since it's the finals. I'm going to have to put in the blank set and add the speed because I imported it as a regular Slowbro. I had to Mega Evolve just to make sure I'm safe from Charizard. So we're going to see that it has some bulk. And it has not just HP but also some defensive investment. He's going to knock us off and get static. And here I think I'm just free to click Volt Switch. He may try to Mega Horn, predicting a Roost, but that's fine. I can go into my Celesteela if he stays in. If not, he has no ground type. I'm going to be able to get the momentum on something. I'm pretty safe right here. I don't think that damage on Zapdos is going to be too crucial at any point. We see Rotom come in. And again, we're just going to keep calculating this damage to find out some information on his sets. This will help us see if Rotom is any sort of bulk. Look for the Rotom Mo. See Volt Switch did 8, so he might have some bulk. It might just be like he creeped something speed and put the rest in HP amount. That's what I'm guessing. Here I could go into cure him pretty freely because I do have the Facade, and that's what I think I'm going to do. And I'm just going to click Dragon Claw because he doesn't really have anything for it. And we'll see if he opts to stay in. He could be Scarf, but I'm thinking Specs based on this matchup, just because of the Slowbro. And I would think it would be some sort of trick variant. Based on the way he took that Volt Switch, he's probably slower than my Kyurem if he's not Scarfed. So if we see him move first, we can make a pretty safe assumption that he's going to be a Scarf variant. Regardless of what he does, Dragon Claw should hit something real hard here. We're going to see Scrafty come in, see how well it takes this. Fairly decently, considering what it is. And I'm just going to confirm that that's a bulky variant. We're going to give ourselves the -1 attack. Yeah, that's definitely got bulk on it. Yeah, it's got not only HP investment, but also defense investment. And here I can just go back into Buzzwole again. It's always free. He lost his Charizard as a fighting resist, so Superpower is gonna just smack something right now. And I'm really glad he stayed in there because the situation's really good for us here with Buzzwole. This set's really starting to show its worth. And we'll see if we're going to end up knocking something out here. He's really got to think what the least important Pokemon of his team is. Personally, I think it's Scrafty. I think he's just going to let it go right now. He might try to go into Suicune and wall this with it, and we'll see him do that. And we're gonna calculate that damage. Just being the safe players we are here. We're gonna find out if it's max physically defensive. I don't think it is. It looks like HP to me. Could be. Yeah, I think it is. It looks like I'm underestimating Buzzwole. That is a powerful Pokemon. And here I'm just gonna go into cure him because I have the Facade. So even if he burns me, it's all good. And he doesn't really have too much except for maybe Zard to switch into a Fusion Bolt either right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw off a Fusion Bolt. He might just opt to Toxic me here, but I got the Facade and I got the Heal Bell, so it's all good. I'm just going to click Fusion Bolt again. I'm pretty free to do that. Kyurem's health isn't that important. Just need to have it alive. And we're going to see Scrafty is a Papa. That's interesting. Now, he may try to predict Buzzwole here, so I'm thinking I could try to make a hard play here and go right into my Slowbro. And that's what I think I'm going to do. Even if he knocks me off, it's not really going to do anything. The only thing that might be a little is if he throws off a Toxic, which he may have because he's got a bulky variant. But even then, I've still got the Heal Bell in the back. If he ever brings out his Gudra or something, I can Heal Bell off. And yeah, we're going to see that prediction pay off right away. And here, I think I just want to throw off the Psyshock again. Using a Scavalier, that's fine with me. Last time I went into Zapdos, so here I think I can go into Celesteela without him clicking knockoff. Yep. Whenever you can, it's important to try to mix up your switch-ins. You don't want him to start to figure out what you're going to do and make it too easy for him to predict you. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. I went into Zapdos the first time, now I'm going to try and get Steela in. Steela might have some issues with Rotom being there because it doesn't have any coverage for it, but he doesn't know that. He goes for knockoff again, and that's surprising. I'm not sure why he would do that when Zapdos is as free as it is, but I guess it works out for him. Here I'm gonna just try and throw off a Leech Seed. If he goes into Rotom, I got Kyurem, I got Umbreon. So I should be fine. He goes in his Charizard, and I'm gonna miss my seeds. That's very unfortunate. Oh well, I'm just gonna go into my Slowbro. It's always there for Zard. And here I'm just gonna click Surf because I'm not gonna play around with this thing, and I know Surf 2 it KOs it. That's why we've got the investment we have in special attack. And that's why we have Surf over Scald. So I'm not taking any chances here. With a threat like this, you don't play around. Literally, I brought Slowbro strictly for this Pokemon. It really doesn't, unless I can kind of set up, it really doesn't do much aside from deal with this. And I guess he's thinking about this. He doesn't know if he wants to stay in. Unless he has Outrage, he's probably not able to do too much to this. I should be relatively safe, and he's going to switch out into a Scavalier and show that that looks like definitely Assault Vest damage. Here I can just go into Zapdos. And he shows a Facade, and that's interesting, but I can roost that off, and eventually he's going to get Barret, so I should be fine. It's an interesting bring for him. I'm wondering what it was for. Maybe he was, I think he was preparing for this to be a switching on Slowbro, and he had that in case he got burned, so kudos to him. That's a pretty interesting bring. I'm just free to click Roost here, though. Should be fine. He's probably debating if he wants to keep this thing around or risk a Heat Wave here or what. But always I'm just clicking Roost. I don't know if that's a min roll or a max roll, but if it keeps doing around that, then he's playing around with a 30% chance of paralysis, and I should be able to heal myself back up. So see what he does about that. He could try to predict and throw off a Mega Horn, which would be a little bit annoying, but Zapdos isn't the most crucial, especially not with this thing paralyzed and weakened. So we're going to see what he does here. With this thing as weakened as it is, it's looking even better for Kyurem clicking Facade. It also looks better for Buzzwole clicking Superpower. And basically I'm never letting Slowbro get weakened. I'm not going to play around with that. I need it for Zard. Basically I feel like my chances here are very good, and if I ever let Slowbro get weakened, then I'm creating a losing condition for myself. And a lot of the times when you're playing games in league format, the most important thing is just when you don't have lose conditions, don't set them up for yourself. That's one of the things I learned through playing this game. I've gotten a lot safer in the way I played than I was at the start. And he throws off the facade, and it shows that it's a roll to even do half, so I'm real safe just clicking Roost. And here we see Rotom come in. He might try to trick this, but if he tricks this, then he can't trick Umbreon, so I'm good to just click Volt Switch here. And he shows to be slow. That is interesting. I'm just going to go... I think he's going to Volt Switch. I'm going to go in Umbreon. Okay, and we're going to see the Thunderbolt here. So I'm going to Moonlight up. I should calc this. Just to make sure it's Specs. You just always want to be safe. Yep, that's Specs. Okay, so I'm just good to click Moonlight here. And I show to be faster than he is. That's interesting. And here, I could click Heal Bell, but I kind of like Kieran being able to click Facade. I think I'm gonna click it. Just gonna go Scrafty. That's still fine with me. I can always go Buzzwole on this thing. We'll see if he tries to predict it, because last time I predicted him and went into Slowbro. If he ever does, though, leave it in and Buzzwole comes in, then Buzzwole just remains to be a problem for him. He can't bring Suicune in on Buzzwole again. Yep, he goes for knockoff. That's fantastic. Can't bring Suicune in on this again because it will be KO'd by Superpower into anything. We may just see the Scrafty go down here. He's got to realize that Scrafty isn't valuable to him at this point because Scrafty does more harm than good by allowing Buzzwole to come in. It can kind of come in on some of my Pokemon like Umbreon, but then it just lets Buzzwole come in, and more pressure than it can put on my team gets put on him by Buzzwole being able to come in on this thing. So if I was him, I'd definitely just let the Scrafty go right now rather than trying to mess with this Buzzwole and take that big chunk on any other Pokemon. I think Scrafty's the least valuable thing he has by some margin. So we'll see if he agrees with me there, or if he potentially tries to go into something like a Scavalier. Maybe even Rotom. I've got to turn off my phone, it's vibrating. I'm not really sure what he's thinking about here. To me, it's a pretty easy turn for him. And we're going to see Suicune come in. That was a very curious decision. I should be faster than that. I'm just going to click Leech Life. Yeah, I didn't expect him in this matchup to have a lot of speed on his Suicune, especially after having such a slow Rotom. So here we're going to see Zard come in, and I'm still just going into Slowbro. I could also hit a Z with this thing if I really didn't want to let it Dragon Dance up, but I think even if it does, I'm pretty safe. And also now with Buzzwole, I can throw off the Z since I was kind of saving it for Suicune if it ever got its health back. We know this thing now is slow and it's Specs, so I'm just going to go into Zapdos because... Okay. If he didn't click Volt Switch and he clicked Thunderbolt or Leaf Storm, I would have just been able to Roost off because, of course, Roost, I lose my Flying type and I would have resisted his Thunderbolt. And with Umbreon being faster than this, we know that Zapdos also is. We could potentially see Charizard come out in here. That's what I think is most likely. But he knows with the Zard I'm always going into Slowbro, but I'm not really going to take any chances there, try to mix things up. I see in my mind how this game's going to end just by me me keeping Slowbro there for Zard and then getting Buzzwole and Kyurem in and clicking their moves. Seems really slow. Kyurem and Buzzwole both outspeed everything except for Zard and maybe Gudra, depending on what kind of Gudra set it is. And then Kyurem's definitely Kyurem's definitely faster than Gudra. Buzzwole may not be. So we're going to see Zard come in here, and still I just go Slowbro. If he goes into Rotom, that's fine. I might have to sack Zapdos, but it's really not the end of the world for me. He goes for Flare Blitz. There we go. And I can still Psyshock, and a Surf will KO as a Scavalier, so I'm going to stay clicking Psyshock. And that's why, in case he tries to go into Rotom or some funny business like that, and I'm just going to sack Zapdos rather than let Kyurem get weakened. Just because Kyurem, I like to have some durability on it based on this matchup. See what he wants to go into here. Could be potentially Gudra or Charizard. That would be my guess. But we'll see what he wants to do. He could also sack maybe his Scavalier or Scrafty to get switch initiative, but that feels less likely to me. Yeah, we're going to see Zard come out, and we're going to do what we've been doing. We're going to go Slowbro, we're going to click Psyshock. There's really no downfall to it. Just going to keep making the safe play, and things should eventually work out. I definitely, it's a finals game, I don't care at all about differential. And yeah, we're going to see Psyshock do 16, and I'm just going to double check what my Surf did last time. I think it did 28. Yeah, it did 28, so I'm comfortable knowing Surf will take it out. There we go. Slowbro, our kill leader, gets another KO. He goes Rotom, that's fine. He's probably going to click Volt Switch here. I can just go Kyurem. Oh, he clicks Thunderbolt. That means I gotta click my Dragon Claw and get a KO on something. Something on his team's going down, either this turn or the turn after, which is beautiful. And I'm just gonna want to keep this Kyurem out of range on Rotom because it comes in again and gets another KO. Or not anymore. Rotom goes down, so that's not my concern. And he goes Charizard, and guess what I'm going into? I am going into Slowbro. You know, when it comes to things that aren't League format, I'm actually a real aggressive player. Like in OU, I make a lot of predictions. But when it comes to League format, I've adapted my play to the point where I just try to set up a winning condition where I don't have to take any of those types of chances. Here he goes into Scrafty, and I'm just always going into Buzzwole, and then he can go into Zard, and then I go into Slowbro, so he's not really gaining anything by keeping those switches going. So I'm just going to keep making the safe play. If he decides to go for knockoff or something, and Buzzwole does get in, I can just click my pummeling and knock something out. So we'll see what he does here. He goes Charizard, okay. And then I'm just going to go Slowbro again, not taking chances. Him, by doing this, he's really not gaining anything. It may look like he's making his predictions and they're successful, but they're not really because he's not actually gaining anything from them. There's a difference in League format between making the play that's right in the turn and between making the play that's right in the grand scheme of the battle. Here he goes into Gudra, and I just have Umbreon for that, so that's fine. Basically, I've got something for everything he has left. Yeah, that's not going to do much to Umbreon, and I'm just going to click my Moonlight and get back up to health. If he goes Scrafty, I can just go Buzzwole, and the cycle repeats itself. Eventually, He's not going to make the play, and I'm going to get a turn of momentum, and I'm going to take something out. That's going to be how this is going to end. See what he wants to do here. If he has superpower, it's not going to do enough to Umbreon. Yeah, he goes Scrafty. He keeps going with this, but he's still not gaining anything. I'm just going to go into my Buzzwole. See what he wants to do. If he goes Zard, I go Slowbro. If he goes Goodra, I go Umbreon. Oh my gosh. If you're me, you're getting a little bit annoyed here because he keeps doing the switching game and it's really just stalling the battle. He's not gaining anything. It's not doing anything for him. Eventually, unless I do fuck up, it should be my battle. I'd have to lose it. It's mine to lose. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep making the right plays here. Even if it gets a little bit boring, and I apologize to you guys for that, but ultimately I just want to win this game, or I'm going to do it the safest way possible. I mean, while we're playing this game, I might as well think of something to talk about over there. I got my Chihuahua sleeping. I had a really interesting experience getting him, and you can see I changed my Umbreon's nickname to Shadow, which is after him. I actually went to a Chihuahua breeder's house looking to get another Chihuahua, and I went in there, and there was just a room filled with like 25 little Chihuahua puppies of every color. They had common colors like brown and eggshell. They had rare colors like red tricolor, red merle, blue merle, and there was just all these little Chihuahua puppies, and they were all friendly, and they were quiet, like they weren't even barking. And I went in there and I just got swarmed by them, like 6 or 7 at a time. And while I went there to get a different Chihuahua, from the time I got there and I was there, which was like probably an hour, the Chihuahua here, Shadow, he glued himself to me and he was basically hovering around me the whole time. So he kind of made his decision, and I decided to grab him instead. So here he goes into Zard, and I'm going to click Surf. Same as always. He needs to have Outrage to really do anything. Even if he does beat Slowbro in this 1v1, I just need to get off one Surf on him, and then Umbreon can finish it off with Foul Play. Yep, Dragon Claw is not going to do enough, and Surf is going to do a KO him. Here I'm just going to slack off. You know, I should click Surf. In regard of just playing as safe as possible, I should just click Surf here. Yeah. Because Slowbro's health didn't matter, but if I fiddled around too much, then maybe. Although in hindsight, slack off, it would have been an equal play. If he was going to attack me again, I didn't want to play around too much with slacking off and getting critted. So here he goes into his Goodra, and I'm just going to go into my Umbreon, and he's going into his Scrafty. I guess we're playing these games again. I'm just going to go into Buzzwole. He goes into Goodra, I go into Umbreon. He goes into Scrafty, I go into Buzzwole, and eventually I'm going to win. Here I'm just going to click Superpower, make sure I have my Z move to pop the Goodra. It's interesting that he has Dragon Dance because we know he's very bulky. There we go. Scrafty down, and I'm just going to click my Z move here, the all-out pummeling, and that's going to knock him out. GG to him. and we're going to be the champions in the league here. And we saw we just played that game safely as possible, and we knew it was going to end this way. It's a great feeling to take home the W here. We had a great team and a great season, and I plan to do a recap video of it. We're going to look at all the stats and how well my Pokemon performed. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have yourself a good night.